Dang it, I forgot to change the title. Give me one quick second, chat. I am a little goofy. This is not a Minecraft stream. I knew I was missing something. This is music. What are we doing today? We are working on continuing a new project. Alright, and okay, title switch. We are continuing a new project today, as well as maybe starting a new one. Welcome everyone to the stream. This is going to be a great stream, because I got some stuff that I want to do, need to do, and feel like we can do. All three things which are great for creative workflow. You know what's great about Spotify? Is when you're using Spotify on the computer, and this is one of the very few times I will actually recommend Spotify for this, but when you're using Spotify on the computer, you are able to make playlists out of both music on Spotify as a service, but also any audio files you have on your computer. So what that means is basically I have soundtracks that are I have albums that are like not quite ready, but I test them in Spotify, which is really great. It's been a nice way of measuring how stuff is sounding. So for example, I have called this the Deep Space OST tentatively. The name's going to be changed sometime before release. And I've been working pretty hard on the soundtrack over the past year, I want to say. Yeah, it was about a year that we made Message from Deep Space. And of course, it got released November, I think. It's been a little bit of a hot second. But so we have 5 tracks here of this soundtrack, and this is what we're going to be working on today. Specifically, we're going to be working on the title sequence. I say title sequence, but really it's not like a title sequence because there's no actual titles. It's an opening track that sort of sets up the rest of the soundtrack. So I've been working on getting this to be basically I've been working to get this all together for the stream, because I think I want to go over everything that we have so far on top of what we're planning for the future. So let me go ahead and pull up the document actually, because I realize I don't have that up. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. I haven't opened this in a hot second. Okay. So, alright, we're gonna go ahead and pause that. That's the only released track of this album. I think it's a fantastic track on its own. And I think once we put it into the bigger picture, it will be a really good soundtrack. So let's talk about the Deep Space OST. What is it? I created this document, I want to say maybe March or April of last year. Because originally when I wrote Message in Deep Space, I was like, okay, yeah, this is cool. I think I want to sort of build this track into a full soundtrack. So I started fleshing out ideas. I started working on storylines. I started working on track titles and just basic stuff. So the basic premise of this is you are the protagonist in the story. You receive this transmission, these coordinates that sort of guide you to an unknown part of space, something uncharted. So, and I still am not 100% on this, but as of now, as of now in the story, you build a spaceship and you fly out there to see who sent you the message. And then as you leave Earth, you encounter an asteroid field, and it's not an easy trip. It's not um, it's not a pleasant ride in any circumstance. So after that, you end up on uh, this planet. It's beautiful. It's serene almost. It's it's where the coordinates took you. And on this planet, you find signs of life, hieroglyphics, ancient ruins almost. And from there, you find a pre-recorded message from this alien race. And from there, you learn that they actually left the planet and went somewhere else. So you try and take off from that planet to go find where they actually went. And upon leaving the planet, you realize your ship's actually taken a lot of damage from that asteroid field. So you end up stranded out in space for a quick second, and you have to take a spacewalk to go repair the exterior of your ship. Once that's done, you land on the second planet, and you find like this place that looks like someone has like been there for generations, centuries, even millennia. And upon opening this like bunker, this settlement door, inside you find an ancient race. You find sentient life in there. And that's the end of the story. So we have a few key hitters here that we're trying to hit. You can see them all right here. So receive transmission, build spaceship. That one I'm kind of actually considering tossing. I don't really think we need a whole track just for building a ship. But after that, asteroid field, landing on planet 1, adventuring to find who sent the transmission, the hieroglyphs, the pre-recorded message, ship gets hit, / dangerous spacewalk, landing on planet 2, finding the door and opening it, finding the race inside, and then the epilogue. And then I was thinking about some cut songs, like, because I think there's a good chance that we might actually make some songs that don't fit the soundtrack. I figured there would be something fun to put at the end of it. So that's the idea. And right now we're currently working on that first track, transmission. This is the part where you find the transmission and you get an idea for like what's out there. So with that in mind, let's go and let's play this track. I forgot my water. Dang. Wow, thanks for that. That was totally not leading up to a big reveal or anything. So that is where the main theme currently stands. It's not done yet, by any means. But I am really liking how it sounds right now. I think it definitely tells the tale of a grand adventure coming up. And I'm really excited to start working on this. But I think before we start working on this, it'd be best if we get a full picture of the soundtrack. So we're going to go ahead and jump to our second track here. Remind me what it is? Okay. Edge of Exploration. Edge of Exploration. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, save it. I don't know what we did, but better to save than to not. Alright, so this is, for context, this is the track that's being played while navigating the asteroid field. It's, to describe it, I don't know. It's supposed to be a space adventure, and things just go wrong. Like, things aren't as they should be. So that's what I'm really trying to inflect here. I'm trying to find effects on here. See how this sounds. Decide not to notify me? That's really interesting. I wonder why Twitch is not doing notice for me for some odd reason. But welcome, Apple. We're listening through some, a new soundtrack that I've been working on. I'm gonna go down a bit. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, I think... Yeah, everything looks good. So yeah, that's what's going to be playing during the... or what I imagine to be, like, the first part of the journey where asteroids are flying around, stuff is getting absolutely rocked around in the cabin of the spaceship, and it's meant to be a very tense journey. I like it. Thank you. It's I'm trying to think to identify certain elements of it. I think I'm gonna call this intro bit the space theme, aka like as you're traversing through space itself. Something about it is just really nice, and I love the way it sounds. So I think this might be a really good motif to use for space. I also want to keep things. I want to keep it sounding very cinematic, but also synthy in a way to keep like that alien atmosphere to it. I think that's what I really like about these vocal samples. I think I did something with them that I really enjoyed. I like modulated their like the sound of them. Yeah, so I did a little modulation on that. And I'm really happy with the way that it sort of just like subtly moves lower in the frequencies to sort of allow for some of those like voices to like sort of change in and out a little bit. I think did I do anything to this? Is it automated? Let me see. I think it is. It just sort of increases the reverb. Yeah, it's increasing the reverb. So it makes it sound like you're sort of diving deeper into space, which is really cool. I really enjoy how that sounds. So from this point in the story, after traveling through space, we go ahead and we land on our first planet. Which is that? We were called here. I think that's an experiment. Yeah, it's experimental. Don't save changes. Just to make sure that nothing gets messed up. Alright. This one, funny story about this one. I was working on this in a cafe in Hollywood. It was so fun writing this piece in particular. There's only one part that I recorded after that, and it was this vocal part right here. Obviously, because I had to do that at home. But I love the sound of this track. So this is supposed to be reminiscent of like how the planet looks and feels. It's a luscious, beautiful landscape, almost like an eternal sunset. Those vocals can go way down. Here we go, starting to dive deeper into the chord progression. The way... So all these came before the main title track. The reason why the title track sounds like it does is because it's based off of all the other tracks that I wrote before it. So it takes the motifs, it takes the interesting bits, and it just sort of repurposes them to sort of showcase what the soundtrack is and sort of give it its identity. So yeah, this part will definitely sound very similar. I think this is the track that actually... This little piece is what started the main title screen track, but we'll get to that in a second. So yeah, I love the sound of this track. It really encapsulates the beauty of what I was trying to make. Do I have... I'm going to quickly check. I might have the concept art I used for this. I could... It might require a Google search, but I could definitely find it. Really like the vibes of that one and how it feels. It's beautiful. Hang on, let me see. Concept art. It's like environmental concept art. Because I remember scrolling past this picture in particular quite a bit. Yeah, I found it. So I called it Blue Skies because... open like a new tab, right? I called it Blue Skies because this was the image it was originally based off of. I wanted this very peace and serene environment to sort of model the planet after. I don't think the planets aren't really... Oh, gee, my PC hates me having all these tabs I have open. Everything I have just keeps randomly buffering. Oof. Yeah. My computer definitely hits me when I keep a bunch of tabs open. I try and keep them clean and like close any unneeded tabs if I don't need them. But yeah, this was the original art that I based off of. This was made by... I don't know how to pronounce that name, but it... Right here, it's like Shazeb Khan Raza. It's an awesome drawing. So that's what the original track was made after. I can't remember if we did that on a concept art stream. I want to say we did, but I honestly can't remember. It might have been something I did in my free time. But if you remember, the image is really pretty. It really is. I don't know how behind I'm going to be, so I may be behind in responses. That's okay. That's completely okay. But this part in particular was something that was heard really clearly in the opening track. And there's a reason for that. because I want these motifs, these musical motifs, to be very prominent throughout the soundtrack. I think that's very important for creating a sound, creating an identity. And then I think I also stole this to use. Yeah, I think I stole that as well to throw into the title track. So that's where's my document? So that's landing on the first planet here. We have another filler here of adventuring, like going through the planet, taking like these really narrow routes through chasms to try and like find who left this. The next track is the track that we published in November called Messages from Deep Space. It's gonna probably get renamed if I'm being honest, but that's what we're looking at right now in terms of where that track in particular is gonna go. So let me quickly find it. I'm actually gonna go ahead and put this track on play, and then I have to quickly step away very quickly to take care of something. So this track will play uninterrupted by me. And this is the only one that's out on streaming platforms. So that's very exciting. I put out Message from Deep Space as a teaser for the whole soundtrack, and people say it's really good. The people that I've talked to about it have really enjoyed the soundtrack. And like the people that I shared it with beforehand were like, I was constantly asking for critiques on this song in particular, since I feel like it's going to be the main focal point over really any other tracks. It's just so impressive. It was the first one made, and it's just so impressive. All right. Give me... I should be back before the end of this track, but if I'm not, give me just a couple minutes. I will be back. All right, enjoy. I will explain this when I get back. I've returned. Okay. I have returned just slightly over 5 minutes and 23 seconds, aka how long it takes the song to play out. Okay, so I want to break this down because this track, I'm probably gonna actually move up to the adventuring section right here. I have to figure out where the track is gonna sit nicely. That one's really pretty. Thank you. I am. If I had to call a song my magnum opus, this would be it. I think there's a reason why I am just so drawn to this track and the way that it's made. I really love its melodies. For example, this one right here. Just something about it. It's so dark and mysterious, but in all the right ways. And I really love the climax here. Just everything coming together. Let's get back here. I just love the way the strings move. And that giant horn section just swelling in is one of my favorite moments I've ever written. It just sounds so awesome and so grand. And then this moment where everything just stops moving. It's like everything just everything just comes to chaos, and then everything just perfectly aligns. And it's one of those moments where I'm just like, yes, that's like a cinematic hit, and I love how it came out. It was I think this is another one of those instances where I was just constantly in the details, in the details, in the details. And then I pulled back and I listened to that for the first time. I'm like, holy crap. But yeah, much like the previous track, we took this melody and we used it in the title track. I think it's so important to bring back motifs and ideas because it really helps solidify the idea. I love it. I love when music just comes together like that and it's able to go to nothing but sounds really well meshed together. Exactly. It's awesome. It's so unbelievably cool. So yeah, that's the message from Deep Space. It's probably going to be the track right after what is it, We Were Called Here. I think that's how it is in the yeah, it's currently how it is in my Spotify playlist here. So We Were Called Here, the message from Deep Space. I think originally I put We Were Called down here, which didn't make any sense. But I'm loving the way this soundtrack is just sounding in total. What's next? Dangerous Spacewalk. This one's a really interesting one. And I'll explain why in a second as soon as we pull it up. but it's in my opinion, it's not the strongest track, but I feel like it has some of the strongest motifs in it. Don't say this track's done. I'd say this track is well beyond done. I don't think I've even like touched the track in probably about 6 months. I've just been listening to it. Okay, so this one's very interesting. It starts out the same as the previous space track with the same motif, but it sounds a little different. So let's take a listen. I can already tell I'm gonna love this one. It changes vibes real quick. That's all I'm gonna say. So this is where you have to actually step into the void that is space and take a spacewalk to repair a broken ship. It's very texture based, I will say that. I love the way this piece sounds. I would definitely not call it the strongest of the album, though. It's very texture heavy, and it really relies on its ambience to carry it. I really like that one too. Thank you. Originally, when I was writing this, I can't quite remember exactly when I wrote this. It's a bit of a blur, but I remember. What I do remember is when I called this finished. At the time, I was like, okay, this sounds very bland. I kind of hate this. So I remember leaving it for about a week, not touching it, and then I bought this little thing called Portal. This thing right here is a godsend when I say that. Listen to what it does to the piano. All that little twinkly bits is this software just distorting the sound. And any movement that you see in this circle was programmed by me. I did it by hand, meticulously moving it in directions that I wanted it to. I think this is probably, if I had to guess, my 5th or 6th take on it. Getting it to sound exactly how I wanted. That's so cool. It is. This is one of the coolest things that I own. It is such a fantastic piece of software. And I did a similar thing over here on this sample, I believe. Yeah. Same exact sound. We just move it around, getting those exact pitches that we want. I'll be completely honest with you. If you ask me what this does, I would not be able to tell you. It just sounds cool, and that's why I picked it. But if I had to take an educated guess, it's picking samples of the feedback, speeding them up, and then also like applying the effect to it. That's why it's on an XY grid. But depending on where you move it, it will obviously change the sound. It's so cool. I love this piece of software. Here's what surprises me, though. This is what really surprises me. This track is insanely simple. It's got a bass line, a melody, and a set of chords. That's it. Messages from Deep Space, on the other hand, has a bass line, actually 2 bass lines, an arpeggiation that goes all the way through, set of chords, a different set of chords that's a variant on them, 1 melody, 2 melodies, I'll say 3 melodies, I think. There's a lot that goes on in Messages from Deep Space. And what its transitions are so beautifully done. But this one is just sort of there. Which is why when I say that I'm surprised, it's because this motif right here has now become the motif of the whole soundtrack. Is this the last track? I think this might be the last track. Yeah, this is the last track. So let's listen to this again very quickly, and I'll explain what I mean. This is now the main title screen track motif. Just rekeyed. This is the original. And so what I did was yeah, don't save. I think that track is done. What I decided to do when making this track was take that motif, and I was going to make it the main piece right here. I think this is a better example. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. I don't know what it is. I think for the past week or so, like while I've like been away from the computer, I've just been humming that melody. It is a strangely beautiful, and I think it can actually sum up the entirety of the album, which is what makes this track so interesting. So let's hear this again. Now that we've got the full context of the soundtrack, let's hear the beginning track once again. There it is again. Only the first half. There's the We Were Cold here. There's the vocal samples I used during Edge of Exploration. There's the Message from Deep Space arpeggiation. I just love how this track has literally glued all the tracks together. It is the track that is tying everything together in a beautiful bow. What I want to do here is I want to do that and just give it one more beat. Something like that, or I just want a button on it to cover up, or to nicely finish at the end. That's so cool that it ties everything together, right? It's honestly, I really think this might be. I don't want to say quite yet. Currently, I believe that Magic at the Forest is my magnum opus, and to an extent, Worlds Beyond Our Own. I think that has a awesome story and an awesome soundtrack, and it's also the reason why this is now called, or why this in my files is called Worlds Beyond Our Own 2. Because I want this soundtrack to be a successor to that. I want it to be a step up in every possible way from Worlds Beyond Our Own. And I think Worlds Beyond Our Own is fantastic. We can quickly go over Worlds Beyond Our Own. You're on a train. You're running away from your problems. Someone comes up to you and tells you can go to a world unlike any you've ever seen before. Yeah, you accept the offer, and you end up going through this portal, and leaving your world behind. You end up in this beautiful landscape, filled with luscious life, no danger whatsoever. And after taking in the sights, you set into a forest. Actually, here, we can play little snippets of it. You're on a train contemplating your life choices and why you're here where you are. Someone approaches you. Hang on. Someone shows you a world, a little vision into a world that you have no idea actually exists. And he tells you that he can take you there away from all your problems. And just as he closes the vision, he extends his hand. You take a few steps forward, you shake it, and a portal opens to this magical land. You step through, and it closes behind you. And this is the other side of that portal. You find yourself in this bright, colorful, beautiful world. And eventually you find out that the path you have to take is through a dark forest. But this dark forest doesn't feel like a threat. It feels like an adventure. So you take it. You start traveling through. No end in sight as to where you think you need to go. We are traveling. And eventually you find this beautiful little village in the trees. these little people who have made a town for themselves. It's called the town of Listern. And there they invite you in. They welcome you. And you feel cozy. You feel at home in a place that you don't even know. And they tell you about this place called the Wishing Well. It's about the lore is that the person who goes to the Wishing Well has the ability to make one wish. Any wish of their choice, and it comes true. So when the town people fall asleep, you head out, back into the forest, to go find this ancient relic that the people of the town of Listern thought was long gone. And eventually you stumble upon it. And it's here that you come to a crossroads. Do you wish to stay, or do you wish to return home? And I think what's great about this ending is it's up to you guys to decide whether the story ends with him staying in this world or going home. And that's it. That's the Worlds Beyond Our Own Story. So I literally took that and I ramped it up. I'm like, yeah, we're doing a space story this time. I love that so much. It's a really good story. I had to come up with it for a game jam, and that's what sort of spawned the idea of making a standalone soundtrack like this. And I'm really happy that I did, because now we're on to something bigger. We're on to a new project that has so much potential and so much story lore. I love that everyone can interpret the ending differently. I know. It's great. I knew I wanted to end it in a way where people actually had to guess for themselves what the ending was. And I kind of want that here. I haven't decided. Currently, I have it written out that as the protagonist, you do end up finding this ancient civilization, but I might actually decide to cut it. I might just end it with, you open the door, and then it's going to roll to the credits. I think it's very... What's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say, like, I can understand how people would say it's lazy writing to, like, have people finish the story for you. But I also think that leaving stuff up to interpretation just adds another level of writing. I think... I'm not a writer. I'm just going to say this right now. I'm not a story writer and by any means. So these stories are very simple in terms of, like, their arc and what people do. And I also got to keep it that way because it's purely music. So I got to make sure that people can follow along. But this one, this one's a very interesting case. So let's go ahead and let's continue working on this track, because I feel like there's some stuff that we can do to this to finish it up, make it better. Still needs to get mixed. And besides that, I think we can go ahead and start a new track, since we're already in the mood. We've already listened to all the soundtracks, all the current tracks. We can probably start a new track, whether that be Planet 2, which I think I've decided is like a frozen landscape. Opening the Door, the Hieroglyphs track. I think making it so things are up to interpretation is a really cool and unique way of writing. It allows people to use their own imagination and interpret your music in unlimited ways, which I think is really amazing. I wouldn't consider it lazy writing at all. I'm glad that I'm glad that you say that it's not lazy writing, because it's always been like an anxious thought in the back of my mind that I'm like, oh, people are gonna assume that, like, you didn't write the ending because, oh, you didn't know the ending yourself. I mean, I purposefully don't know the ending. I don't want to influence the choice. I don't know. It's it's something that I've, like, tossed back and forth, but I'm really happy with just the way that the Worlds Beyond Our Own Story is. And I just love that it's a standalone soundtrack, which is why we have started working on the sequel to it. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's listen to this again because I want to see where our problem areas are. I think one's right here. One's also right here. Let's go ahead and shrink that a little bit. I think I want this to move to a different instrument, but I'm not entirely sure what I want it to sound like. Are these my settings? Wait, hang on, I gotta check. Yeah, no, they definitely are. It sounds right. Something I put under references. That's it. Yeah, because it's ping-ponging back in my ears. I was trying to figure out what was wrong with it. Let me hear this part again. Okay, yeah, that's more center. It's more center. I'm liking the ending a lot more. I think I was a little off-put by it, but I think, let me hear the section again. I'm gonna go ahead and put a marker on this. Actually, I should probably start laying out markers for everything. Oh, need you to there. There we go. So I can just select these, go what I need. Probably sound an octave up. I haven't tried that actually. Like a frying pan. Yeah, that's okay. We're gonna go back down here. I'm gonna go ahead and put a compressor on this just in case. Let's go and let's play the whole bar. That's annoying me. What is this? Is that important? Like, if I were to notch this out, would anyone notice? Doesn't sound like it, so I think we're gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, well, I guess I kind of do need them because that's the actual note. These are just frequencies on top of it. Let's try that. Yeah, I better keep that on. I'm gonna go and take out all this low end very quickly. Wrong way. Hang on. There we go. Don't do that. Alright, what are we looking at here? Let's go and let's make this a little dynamic so it gives a little push if needed. Yeah, those frequencies are really pushing it a little more than my liking. Yeah, it should be good. Let's take out all the high frequencies. Yeah, let's just brick wall it basically. Letting a few stay. Alright, here's the interesting part, because they sit at a really weird... Oh, this is where Apple went? Dang, I see how it is. Brother, aren't you streaming right now? He is. What you doing over here? I got your ass right here. What you doing? Still on your channel, don't worry. Yeah. Give him his watch hours, I guess. Yeah, I wanted to check on you. Oh, that's sweet. How's your stream doing? I'm checking on you now. How's your stream doing? Oh, I forgot we gotta work on this. Ooh. How are we looking on the grand scale of things? Like, if I put an EQ here and I go back to that section, what are we looking at? Okay, interesting. We actually have a pretty good balance. Like, if we just generically take all this down, or increase the top register right here. I don't think we want to do that. That's pretty ear piercing. We've got a really good fill on all the frequencies here. I'm a little confused with what's happening here, though. I can't tell if those frequencies that are like valleys are phasing out or if we're truly just missing something there. What is it on? Yo, Tabby! With a rate of 3, how are you doing? Yo, welcome on in, Tabby. How was your stream? How was Raft? Did you end up finding the people? I think the last major thing I think I saw you do was you entered in the code, I think, to the GPS or the navigating thing for the people. Yes, welcome everyone. From Tabby's chat, my name is Time Traveler, also known as Noah. I'm a music composer for film, TV, and video games, as well as I game on the side. Doing good. Raft was a lot of fun. Haven't played it in forever. I know, dude. It has been a while. No people, sadly, but found large rats, so close enough. You know what? If the world's flooded, maybe giant rats are all we need. Oh, that's awesome. Ooh, Raft is fun. It really is fun. I haven't gotten into it in a hot second. I don't think I've actually played since the what is it? Since the final chapter dropped. So I still need to finish the game. Maybe I'll do a stream series on that. That sounds pretty fun. I like survival sandbox games like that. I've been meaning to play it, but I just haven't gone around to it. And as I said in your chat, Tabby, I'm waiting for Scrap Mechanic to be updated whenever they decide to do it. The devs are always like, oh, there's content on the way. And then they haven't given us any in like 4 years. But yeah, welcome everyone to Tabby's chat to bring you guys up to speed on what we're working on. We're working on a new title track. It's for a standalone soundtrack, so it tells its own story through the music. Yeah, it is great and less scary than Subnautica. That is true. That is true. The classic sued TM lol. Yeah, no, it really is. It really is. It's kind of upsetting. All right, let's quickly go ahead and start this from the beginning because we have done a decent amount of work on tuning these things. Let's go ahead and take a nice little listen. gonna switch out that piano sample. I'm not liking it. At least not for this section. Ooh, okay. I see something that we need to fix. This needs to be turned off. Can I? What is it? Anyone used? Or enabled, that's what it is. Yeah? Think so? We'll take a look after. So yeah, that's the whole track. I think actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of this one. We can't really hear it there. Oh, well, I guess you can. Sort of does have some. You can hear the strings not present. So I guess we're gonna have to roll with it as is. We do need the bass though on this because we just completely cut off like a whole segment there. Alright, what I want to do is I want to find a replacement for this. I mean, yeah, that's the original instrument that it's on in the song. I don't know if I want to do that, though. Versus... Okay, yeah, I'm not entirely sure about that. I dig it. Also, I'll be larking. I'm gonna grab some soup, probably, but have a great stream, homie. You too. Or... Thank you. Enjoy your food, Tabby. That was embarrassing. I'm gonna pretend like that did not happen, and I did not just say you too. That's like ordering food, at like a like a place, and they're like, "Oh, enjoy your food." I'm like, "You too." Ah, enjoy your food, Tabby. Have a good night. The amount of times I've almost done that. Yeah. If I do that in public, I usually just like bite my tongue. I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm gonna just go sit down. I'm like, okay, we need a new melody instrument. What have we got? What's this? Um, how well will that sound on here? You know, I can't say I hate it, but I also can't say I like it. What is this? I don't even know what this is. Oh, yeah, no, that makes sense. Whoops. I don't know why that sounded weird when I was playing the F sharp minor. Oh well. So we have that. That can also go back. What's this? That's just a piano. Never mind. What are you? You're just a synth? Why do I keep you around? What are you? I guess I really have no idea what you are. Maybe we could change that. Maybe we could just find something. Take us all the way down to like the S. Jeez. Yeah, maybe this was a bad idea. I'm gonna just search by category now. I'm not liking any of these sounds so far. Give me something here, maybe. I don't know. Let's try that. Just for now, at least. Okay, I'm having a bit of problems here. This does not fit the sound at all. I actually find that really interesting. The fact that a kalimba is not going to fit here. A kalimba would have fit in Worlds Beyond Our Own and maybe Minecraft Reimagined. Those are like the only two soundtracks that I made that a kalimba would have sounded good in. This one just sounds out of place. What else could we use? It's an interesting sound for sure. Yeah, I'm not really liking it. Yeah, I'm still not liking it there. Wait. How's that? It's a little. It's a very interesting sound, I'm not gonna lie. I will put a pin in the cedar one. I think cedar might be our best bet here. Okay, this is just literally cedar again. Whoa, 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 whoa. What on earth am I listening to? Well, no wonder. It's got a 7th in it. Even still, ugh, sheesh. That does not sound the best. I'm sorry, what on earth is metal pipe? How is that a filter? How's metal pipe a filter? I think I'm having a problem with the sound because it's too hollow. The sound is too on... It's got no oomph to it, if that makes sense. I think I might have found it, actually. I'm going to say this because I might actually use this in another track. Where are VST samples? Okay. This is Hollow Stone. Yeah, I think that might be it. I think that might be our sound that we were looking for. Which is a little unorthodox, but I think I actually kind of like it. Right, let's hear it in context very quickly. I think it's fine. I don't know. I'm still not 100% on board with it, but I'm more like 75-ish. Like, it's passable for sure, but I think there might be something better out there. And in fact, I might need to like take some time to like really dig my heels in and actually make something. Make a sample. Okay, I think I see. I'm gonna go ahead and take out one of those bays because I can hear them sort of overlapping each other. And we don't need stuff like that fighting. Yeah, okay. I think that is in a way better place than where we started. I think some stuff still needs to get, like, mixed here. Okay, yeah. I think I'm settling with that. Sounds really pretty. Thank you. Just trying to make sure that everything sounds balanced now. Making sure that nothing sounds like it's overpowering. Just trying to make this dynamic. Let's see if that will help anything. Okay, yeah. It's still decently loud. Let's try... I'm actually going to go ahead and compress it. I think that's probably going to be the answer to our problems here. Yeah, okay, I think that's it. Just because it's so high up there, it's in its own register pretty much, so it has nothing it pierces straight through everything when making sounds. But I'm trying to make sure that everything else on top of that's balanced. Sorry. It's been a long day. Let's go ahead and bring it back to here. Yeah, okay. I think that's it. I think we got everything that we need sort of on a similar level. Everything sounds pretty audible, I want to say. Let's go and let's do the master EQ thing. Oh, hopefully that didn't affect anything. We're about to find out. Something's happening on this frequency right here, where it just dips down quite a bit. Like, it's happening over here as well. I think a certain frequency is phasing with another. And for an example of what that means, it's like if you have a sine wave against a cosine wave, so they're going opposite directions, and they basically cancel each other out and meet back at zero. So one goes up, the other goes down, equal lengths, they cancel each other out. I think that's what's happening here, and why we have like these gaps in the lower end, like right here, before it filled itself in. Like that, it's back. I think something's like canceling itself out. Oh, that's handy. I didn't know you could do that. That's not what I was looking for. Okay. Yeah, this is very interesting. I didn't know this existed. But yeah, I think this is in a really good state. I think we're gonna go ahead and say that this track is done for now, at least until the final mix check. My albums go through a lot of different checks before they get passed. And this is sort of set up from the small problems that happened with what was it, the Signing Games Volume 3. How stuff was too quiet, how some stuff made it past my ears. So, yeah, this is done. I'm going to come back to it maybe in about, give or take 6 months, hopefully, when this whole project's done. I'm hoping it'll be done, but I'm not going to give any dates yet. Because, in all honesty, I don't really know. So, I think we're going to go ahead and call it here. I'm getting a little tired. And I think we're gonna go ahead and raid. Is Kook still alive? Yeah, Kook's still alive. Look at that. The real Chad. Alright, we're gonna go raid Kook. Kook is a good friend of mine. And someone that I met at TwitchCon. Or someone that I got to meet up with for the first time at TwitchCon. So go say hi. He's an awesome dude. Absolutely love him and his content. He's a funny guy. Yeah, I'll be hanging out in chat. I'm gonna go join over in Bug Stream as well. If you want to go support him on YouTube, he just hit 100k, or not 100k, 1k subs on YouTube. And yeah, all right. Thank you all so much for joining me on today's live stream. What's today? Today's Thursday. Yes. So tomorrow we have a video on the main channel. Saturday, as usual, we have a video on the light channel, and then we'll be back on Monday for a stream. Haven't decided what yet. So thank you all so much for joining me on today's stream, and I'll catch you all next week. Bye-bye. Have a good weekend, everyone.